Hi guys, today we're gonna talk about the best lens to take bike pictures with. Is it this one?
No!
No. Hi friends, I'm Leon and I'm here to talk about the best lens for bike shoots. At least what I think is the best when you're going out in the trail and, you know, having kind of limited space to have all the equipment. So this one is for you who like to have like the best, what I think, the best lens to, rule them all kind of lens, you know? Rule them all lenses is not like for real. It's like more like up in the head what you prefer and, you know, your preferences and what you're shooting with and all that stuff. But before we dig into that, I would just tell you that I'm not sponsored. I'm not. I'm just speaking straight out of my heart what I feel like, and I'm doing like 100 shoots a year of bikes and snowboards and, you know, skateboarders and, you know, everything that hurts basically. So this is just my little advice to you, why you should have this lens, all right? So let's dig into it. I'm a Sony photographer. Yeah, I use Sony for taking my photos with, and I haven't always been with Sony. I tried all the brands around, like Canon, Nikon, Hasselblad, Phase One, blah, 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 and all that jazz, you know. I love cameras, so the brand for me is not... doesn't say so much. It's more the guy behind the camera. And after all, the camera I use most is the iPhone, and that one works great because I can always have it with me. And the best camera you can have is the one you always can have with you, right? The same is with lenses. You don't want to carry like tons of glass around the globe or up in the trails or down the trails or whatever you like kind of limited to. You don't have a lot of space into that backpack if you're not a Swede, because Swedes brings like large, huge backpacks. You can see that in my previous videos when I talked about backpacks. So now let's talk about the lens I use. It's this one. This one is so nice. This is a 24-70 lens, 2.8. It goes from, it's kind of half zoom. It goes from 24mm to 70. Basically, and 24mm can compare to the iPhone. The iPhone is 24mm, so you get kind of a wide perspective, but you also got this nice cut for some portraits. If you want to do a cool bike portrait, which you can see in my previous video when I edit a biker. What's taken with this one, actually, this lens. And the great thing with this lens is it works perfect for the full sensor camera. This is great. If you don't do this full sensor and only have half sensor, you can buy the 1240 lens. As I said, lenses are a very personal thing. What I like is not maybe the thing that you like, but this is my tip to you. Have a lens that works for kind of everything when it comes to action shooting. You don't like to have this big lens which looks cool, like a bazooka, and it looks like you have like the awesomest rocket in your bag. But you know you have the rocket in your pants, right? All right. But the thing is, carry that around, it's a pain. And with this lens, you can handle most situations. For example, if you like to have a wide perspective, when you have like a nice big backdrop, like mountains, for example, so it's kind of nice to have as a backdrop. Put on a 24 and shoot it, and you will have it. If you want to have that nice little close-up when you see the eyes, flip it over to 20. Or, not 20, like 70. 70, and you will find those eyes, those Bedros eyes, which I talked about earlier in another tutorial as well. It's all about the eyes. So, with that said, if you're shooting with a full format camera, like I do, the Sony A9, this is the lens. This is the go-to lens. This is the one you should have with you all the time. I don't like 16 so much. I think it looks weird. It's too wide. I don't know where I'm going to use this wide. When I'm on a skateboard ramp, maybe. When I'm sitting up the ramp and he's coming with a skateboard and I'm like, wow, you know, the fisheye look. kind of 80s, 90s maybe. It's cool. Yeah, it's retro cool. But really, how often do you do that? Not that often, I guess. If you do, well, buy it. This is always in my bag, and most of the times the only lens I have in my bag too, because of the limit of space. It's kind of heavy compared to have like 3 lenses with me. This is light. This is really light. Nice lens. So it's not cheap. It's quite expensive actually, but that's how it works. Good glasses is expensive. Remember this, 2.8. Not higher than that. Not like 5.6. Because when you're taking bike photos, you probably will be in the forest. And in the forest it's kind of shallow darkness, kind of lots of shadows anyways. And you can't bump the ISO up so much. If you bump the ISO up too much, it becomes grainy. And you can't clean that grain out. Oh, well, you can do it in the Lightroom, Leon. Yes, but the thing what you do when you try to take away grain, it doesn't disappear. You just smudge it out and you will lose the details. So it's better to have a lens that takes in a lot more light. There is also another issue with going too high, like 1.4. If your lens can take that, it's a great lens. The lens I'm using now actually is 1.4. But if you go that low, the range of focus will get smaller and very small if you have it too high. So 2.8 is really like the lowest or highest, depending on you see things, the lowest number you will go, but that's also the highest light flow. If you go lower than that, like 1.4, it's really hard to find it sharp. Really hard, especially when it comes to biker in, I don't know, 60 kilometers an hour passing you. Try to find that focus. You will not. So 2.8, go for 2.8 lenses when you're doing bike shoots. Try to be around 5.6, as low ISO you can, but not over 600 ISO, okay? You can't go any lower than 400, the shutter speed 400. This is a straight slope. You can maybe go like 250 if you're a clever guy. And keep it steady. So remember that. Go out and try it. Some prefer 1635. I don't, because for me it's kind of a weird angle. It's like wide angle cut into kind of normal wide. Well, better to have 2470. You get nice portrait cuts. Like you can have, yeah. Thanks for watching me, and please follow me on Instagram or write a comment here and I will respond, and you know, all that jazz. I'm out there. Just hook me up. It's fun. But don't forget to subscribe. That's like a little thing you can do for me, like subscribing. Okay? Alright, with that said, have a great day, friends. See you later on that bike-gator, alligator, refrigerator maybe. See you later, refrigerator. I can't speak anymore. Anyways, ciao.